30 seconds to air. In 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Whether you're at home or your theatre seat, Viva Radio just can't be beat. So sit back, relax, enjoy the show with Viva! Viva Radio!
Broadcasting from the Viva Radio Studios, Viva presents an exclusive radio adaptation by Philip Grecian of Mary Wollstencraft Shelley's Frankenstein. Our story in a moment, but first, a word from our sponsor.
Angel Baby Sleep Solution. The only way to get your angel baby sleeping soundly within minutes. Now with extra added alcohol. Also available in brandy flavour. Angel, boom boom, angel baby, boom boom, angel baby, boom boom, angel baby. Let's go, boom boom, angel baby, boom boom, angel baby. Disclaimer, not to be used with our teething products as may cause fatalities.
And now, turn out your lights and moving close to the glow of your radio dial as VIVA presents Frankenstein. In the summer of 1816, 5 writers were vacationing at the Villa Diodoro in Switzerland. Lord Byron, Claire Clairmont, John Polidori, Byron's physician, Percy Bysshe Shelley, and his 19-year-old mistress, Mary Wollstencraft, who he would wed by year's end. It was an unseasonably wet summer. The group, often confined indoors, wrote ghost stories and read them aloud to pass the time. Mary's story had a dramatic effect, for Lord Byron, upon hearing it, ran for the room in fright. With the encouragement of Byron and Shelley, Mary expanded her story to novel length, publishing it 2 years later. And ever since that time, it has been a favourite all over the world. Come with us now, through the power of your imagination. Travel back in history. Hear our story, the story of Frankenstein.
Fog in the horizon, Captain.
Steady she goes.
Aye, aye, sir.
We set sail in June of that year, over the top of the world, seeking the northwest passage from Russia to the Pacific Ocean. The ice made progress slow, and by early August the polar region was in sight.
More ice floes, Captain.
Keep moving.
The fog, Captain, she's rolling in.
Steer for sea room while you can.
Aye, aye, sir.
Can't see, Captain. Ice, Captain.
Aye, starboard.
Easy now. Watch for ice.
Dead in the water, Captain. Ice has got us wedged in.
We sat motionless for hours, and then the fog lifted. We beheld in all directions an endless plain of ice, white and silver against the dead grey sky.
Captain!
Aye?
Of the port bow!
What's he doing out in this?
Look at the size of him.
I hope he knows where he's going.
I ran to the rear and saw it. A low carriage, fixed on a sledge and drawn by dogs. The driver, a man, gigantic in stature, visible but for a moment, and then embraced by the fog. Nothing to do with us. I'm going below for a little sleep. Wake me when the ice breaks.
Aye, Captain. Captain.
Just a moment. What is it?
Iceberg, sir.
Yeah, good.
And another dogleg, sir, drifted up against the side of the ship on a chunk of ice.
You sure it's not the same one?
Different ones, sir. Dogs are all dead.
Any men?
One, unconscious. We're bringing him down now.
In here. Put him in that bunk. Brandy. Bring brandy.
Yes, sir.
And blankets.
This is a ship
The good ship called Citrus.
bound
North.
to the pole.
And beyond.
Good.
I'm Robert Walton, captain of the ship.
Frankenstein. Victor Frankenstein.
German.
Swiss.
Explorer.
I seek one who fled from me.
Blankets, sir, and brandy.
On the table.
Yes, sir. Anything else, sir?
Thank you. No.
Very good, sir.
The one you seek. He travels in the same fashion.
By sled, yes.
And I fancy we have seen him.
When? Where?
Here. Drink.
Thank you. Now, tell me quickly.
Yesterday. We saw a sledge with a man on it. A giant of a man.
Yes, travelling north.
Aye.
Oh, good. I have doubtless excited your curiosity.
A man's life is his own.
Were it that simple.
You have a family then.
Once, no longer.
And you are responsible to no one but yourself.
You think so, eh? I will tell you my tale then, and pray you find a moral in it.
I know if it pains you.
I am beyond pain.
Oh, but
In my boyhood, I had an eager desire to learn. I rejected empty nursery rhymes for the ancient writings of the alchemists, and was filled with a fervent longing to penetrate the secrets of nature. When the time came, I enrolled at the university in Ingolstadt, and was fortunate in attracting the attention of Professor Waldman, who chaired the Department of Surgery, and ultimately became my mentor. I graduated at the top of my class, my head filled with ideas, my heart filled with little. In the evening, after our graduation ceremonies, I invited Professor Waldman and my dear friend, Henry Clavell, to dinner at my chateau.
Oh, excellent meal, Victor. I never saw you as a chef, though. Surgeon, yes. Chemist, absolutely. But a chef.
There is, Henry, a fine line between the brilliant chemist and the brilliant chef.
And you've crossed that line.
And I've crossed the line. Professor Waldman, you enjoyed the meal?
A fine dinner, Victor. But this chateau. You are alone here?
Not for long. Victor and Elizabeth are to be married soon.
You will live here?
No. Geneva.
Then...
I require a room here for my work.
And no servants?
They would disturb me.
Just what is your work, Victor?
Speculative, mostly. The nature of disease, the brain, the body.
Ah, to eliminate all disease, cure the lame and the halt, and create a perfect world.
Yes, exactly.
Such are the goals of all my students when they pass from the university.
Yeah.
And if we were to move beyond those goals?
Beyond?
We correct God's mistakes with science every day, so then why stop there? Could we not improve upon the original plan? Achieve perfection? Flawless creatures, a new Adam, a perfect Eve. What then, Professor?
Why then, my boy, we would be gods.
Gods?
And bear the responsibilities of gods.
Yes, I suppose that's so. Gods.
This would be an interesting discussion for a rainy evening, Victor. Of course, if such a thing were possible, it could only end in tragedy.
Of course.
And your plans, Henry?
Fine modest rooms. Fix a shingle over the door and establish a practice.
I wish you much success.
Would anyone care for a sherry?
Thank you. No, it grows late and I must be going.
It was good of you to come this evening.
Your company is always a pleasure, Victor.
I'd best go too.
Stay a bit, will you, Henry? There's something I wish to discuss with you.
Oh, certainly. Perhaps I will have some of that sherry after all then.
Professor, I'll see you to the door.
That won't be necessary. I can find my own way out. Good night, Victor.
Professor.
Professor. Now, what is it you wanted to talk about?
You spoke of rooms in town.
Yes,
Move in here.
but earlier you said
I need your help, Henry.
my help.
Yes.
In your work, you mean?
I can't do it myself, Henry. I need an extra pair of hands. Another surgeon. Oh, he needn't be brilliant. Adequate would do.
I beg your pardon?
Henry, what I said to Professor Waldman.
What? About creating the perfect man?
Think of it, Henry. A new race, not subject to disease, infirmity, death. Beautiful in form, powerful in body. I could do it, Henry.
What? Create a man?
Life, Henry. Create life. I could do it. We could do it.
You're serious?
I've already begun.
Begun?
To build a man.
What?
Slowly, you understand. To avoid suspicion.
What? No. You're saying you've begun to build a man?
It's taken me nearly 2 years.
2 years? But you can't
There's
just...
been no time to start at a cellular level, so I've been forced to employ some pre-existing components.
What?
Don't look so shocked, Henry. We've spent the last several years at the university dissecting cadavers and tossing about bones. You'd be surprised how much can simply disappear with no one the wiser. But there are still things I need. It will be necessary to spend time watching at churchyards.
Watching a... You mean grave robbing?
Henry! It would all just rot anyway. Food for the worms. Can it be a crime to steal from worms?
But there are families
Who had their chance at ceremony. The period of mourning happens whether there's a body there or not. And sooner or later there's nothing but dust in the coffin anyway.
But Victor...
And who's to know, Henry? Who's to know? They'll continue to weep over an empty grave. Bring flowers to a vacant piece of ground. The palliative effect is the same.
A point, certainly, but...
And the dead! The dead have another chance!
Another chance?
At life, Henry! Henry, we could create the perfect race, free of disease, impervious to age. What a boon to humanity!
Well, put that way, it seems heroic.
Heroic! Yes, heroic. So, you're with me?
I'm...
You're with me.
Victor, you know I've always supported you in your work.
Good! Excellent!
But...
Now, quickly, pull on your coat. There's a fresh grave in the churchyard and tools in the carriage.
What?
When we've finished, we'll make the rounds at the morgue and charnel houses. We'll be heroes, Henry. We'll be benefactors. We'll be gods!
In the parlour, Catherine.
Look, Mother, Justine has taught me to, what was it called, Justine?
Crochet.
Justine has taught me to crochet. Look.
Very nice, dear. A handkerchief?
No, it's for the back of a chair.
Of course.
And where's this one going to go, Catherine?
On Victor's big chair in the library, where he used to sit and frown at his books.
He always did used to frown, poring over those old books, didn't he? A letter's come today. You see?
From Victor?
From Henry. But I'm sure it is all about Victor. Your brother never writes, but Henry keeps us posted.
For Elizabeth?
Yes, for Elizabeth.
I'm going to go and put this on Victor's chair. Don't let anyone move it, Mother. I want Victor to see it when he comes home.
She's growing up, Justine. You have done well with her.
I'm only her governess.
You have had as much to do with raising her as I have. Perhaps even more. A child's future is a parent's duty. I wonder if I've given enough.
You've given everything, to Catherine as well as to me.
Nonsense.
I was an orphan. You took me in, you gave me a home, an education.
I needed a governess for my child.
You could have got a better and an older one. I was barely 13.
You were always older than your years.
Oh, she gets her schooling from her tutors. Her meals from the housekeeper and the cook. My duties are little more than as a big sister.
An excellent example. She needed a governess.
I needed a family. You shared yours. You've never treated me like a servant.
Justine, come and see.
Coming, Catherine. You had no duty towards me, Baroness, but you gave me a future. For that and for so much more, I shall always be grateful.
Justine!
Good morning, Baroness.
Good morning, Justine.
Here I come, Catherine.
All my little ones. All my little ones. Elizabeth? Elizabeth, are you upstairs?
What is it, Baroness?
A letter for you.
A letter? From Victor?
From Henry. But I'm sure it's all about Victor. Here we are.
Thank you. They said they'd be coming home next month. Henry just to visit, but Victor...
Yes, you have wedding plans to make. Victor's always single-minded, but I cannot fathom why he... What is it?
They won't be coming home next month after all. Victor has some research and Henry's working with him.
The wedding?
Not a word.
Oh.
Henry's simply forgotten to mention it. I'm sure he thinks of it every day and he'll be home very soon.
Of course he will.
If not next month, well then, the month after. The wedding's not until autumn, so we... But excuse me, Baroness, so...
Certainly. Oh, Victor. What are you doing? What in the world are you doing?
storm's nearly at its peak, Victor.
Come here, Henry.
There's no time if we're to...
Come here.
Very well. What?
Look at him.
Victor, I've been looking at him for months now.
He's beautiful.
Perhaps, but with all that bandaging...
You know he is. I selected his features to be beautiful. Noble high forehead, rich black hair, strong jaw, broad shoulders. Look.
Victor, the storm is rising.
What?
The storm!
Oh, yes. We must move quickly. The attachments?
In place.
The lightning rods?
Connected.
Open the skylight.
Victor, it's raining in through the...
Let it rain! Quickly now! Raise the table! Send him up! Up! There he goes! Up to the heavens to steal life from the gods! The lightning! Look, Henry, the lightning! Switch on the generator! Look at it, Henry! Look at it! And there! See? The lightning! We collect lightning from the heavens! We steal fire from the gods! Like Prometheus, Henry!
The batteries are full, Victor.
Transfer! In 3, 2... Now, Henry! Now! We are titans! We are creators! We are gods! Switch off the machine! Now, bring it down! Bring it down! Quickly! Here it is! Here! Easy now! Easy! Now, quickly! Disconnect the electrodes! Quickly, man! Quickly!
I'm doing the best I can.
Out of the way! Bring me that stethoscope connection! Hurry! No! Connect it to the machine first so we can hear! Hurry, man!
Here it is.
Give it to me! Close that skylight!
Victor, I don't...
Shut up! Quiet! Listen. Hear that?
Oh my God.
Hear it?
I never imagined...
Quiet, damn you, quiet! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
After this short break for your local stations, we will return to the VIVA Radio Players production of Frankenstein.
Are you concerned that your children aren't learning enough at school? Want to keep them learning at home so little brains are fit to burst? Introducing the new Atomic Energy Chemistry Set, developed by atomic scientists for your little atomic scientists. Contains real atomic elements including uranium. Buy one of these for little Timmy and he'll be spitting the atom on your kitchen table in no time. It's most illuminating. Available from all good toy shops and government laboratories.
And now, we return to Frankenstein.
Yes?
I've come to Henry!
Professor Waldman.
So, you've come to visit Victor as well?
No, Professor. I live here.
So, no shingle above the door in town after all?
Not at present, in any case.
Well, I wonder if I might come in.
I'm afraid that would be impossible just now.
Impossible?
We're very busy and we...
Busy?
Yes, and we...
Doing what?
I'm not...
Research?
Yes, research. I'm helping Victor and...
What kind of research?
I'm not at liberty to say.
Not at... Well, then, please tell Victor I was here.
Yes, of course, Professor.
I thought it might be diverting to meet again. Perhaps in my rooms.
Yes.
One evening, soon, a meal, wine, and some conversation.
Yes, fine. I'll talk to Victor about it.
I was thinking about that discussion topic Victor brought up the other week.
Discussion topic?
Concerning the responsibilities of gods.
Yes, of course.
Hypothetical, of course.
Of course, yes.
But intriguing nonetheless. A point to ponder, eh? Well, good evening, Henry.
Good evening, Professor.
Who was it?
Oh, Victor, you startled me. I didn't see you coming.
Who was it?
Professor Waldman.
What did you tell him?
Nothing.
You're certain?
I'm certain. Calm down, Victor, calm down. You haven't slept in days and you're being...
Who can sleep with that?
Victor, you've got to get a hold of yourself. You can't...
He's not beautiful, Henry.
No, Victor, he's not beautiful.
I meant him to be. The size of him, the physique, the hair and brow. They were meant for a god.
I know, Victor.
Instead, they form a horrible contrast with those dead eyes.
Victor.
My God, Henry, his skin scarcely covers the muscles and arteries. And the scarring. I never considered...
Victor, you must...
He is not beautiful, Henry. He is not. He was to be articulate. The brain. I took the brain mere hours from internment. You understand?
Victor, you're
mere
killing
hours.
yourself.
Oh, of course, you could assume a certain amount
sleep.
of damage from that
You must
time without
eat.
oxygen. But I allowed for that,
You can't
Henry.
go on
I
like
allowed
this for
that.
much longer.
There were certain
Can't you see what you're
processes
doing
that
to yourself? Victor!
Well,
You're making yourself ill.
Henry, do you remember Professor Krempy?
Yeah, of course. Doctor of Natural Philosophy. Brilliant. Died last year at the end of term.
It was his brain.
No, his heart, as I recall.
The creature has his brain.
Good God.
I didn't expect brilliance. Oxygen deprivation would have taken its toll. But I hope for something better than a feeble-minded beast.
Krempy?
Time to feed it again. I picked up something at the butcher's this afternoon.
I'll go and extinguish my reading light. I'll join you at the cellar door.
Very well.
My God, Victor, what are you feeding it?
Carcass of a pig. Got it at the butcher's.
More than reasonable price, I hope. That sack fairly reeks.
He doesn't seem to mind. On the wall, That torch. Bring it along. Hold it close. Can't see a bloody thing down here.
Watch this turn in the stairs. He's asleep. Shall we just leave the sack here and...
The instincts of an animal too. There's no creeping up on it. Look at it, Henry. Look at it. What have I done? What have I wrought from the Creator's discarded clay?
I had a hand in this too.
I spent 2 years creating this obscenity.
He's caught the scent of the food.
Here, you misbegotten nightmare! Catch! This is my punishment for stealing fire from the gods.
What now, Victor? We can't leave him down here forever. We're responsible for him and we must...
Responsible? For this?
Yes, of course.
No. My intention was to create a new race, more gods than men. This animal, who sleeps in filthy straw, is God's way of mocking me. And no, I shan't be responsible for it. I shall destroy it.
Destroy it? Impossible.
Do you think it cannot die, Henry?
Oh yes, Victor, it can die, but it will not die easily. You've seen to that with what you've done to it at the cellular level. Its healing factors are amazing and...
I shall destroy it.
Then you'll be a murderer.
A murderer?
Exactly.
I am its maker.
Therefore you carry more responsibility than right.
The life it has, I gave to it. I did it. I gave it life.
That does not give you the right to take it back. His heart beats, he breathes, he lives independent of our machines. It's a life, Victor. Living being. Perhaps it even has a soul.
A soul?
A soul.
Rubbish! I can provide an inventory for everything I put into it. I stitched in muscles, I stitched in lungs, I stitched in no soul.
But that does not mean it hasn't one. What is it? What's happening to him?
The food was drugged, Henry, with enough poison to kill 12 men.
You can't poison it, Victor, you know that. Its recuperative powers are...
No, but I can kill it with this.
A pistol?
That's the plan, you see, to weaken it, to provide opportunity so that I can move in like this.
Victor, no!
Give me that torch. What say you, Henry? Do you think a bullet through the brain can kill it? And about here, perhaps, just in front of the ear.
Victor, please.
I could never poison it, you see. Even now, its immune system is building defenses. At least I did that right in the creation of my Ubermensch. Another 10 minutes that will shake off the effects of poison, but let it shake off a bullet to the medulla. Now, hold very still. This won't hurt you.
Victor, look out!
Let go of me! Let go! The torch!
Set the straw on fire!
Let me go, you monster! Quickly! Find the stairs!
Victor, over here! Victor, see? Look out! The ceiling's falling in!
There's no saving it now! It's best! Quickly! Quickly!
Victor, are you awake?
Elizabeth, I dozed off while you were reading to me.
Professor Waldman's here to see you.
Hello, Victor.
Professor, what are you doing in Geneva?
I am often in Geneva. I have family here. And how could I not come and visit you and your delightful bride to
Will you be able to come to the wedding, Professor?
I would not miss it.
Well, I shall leave you two gentlemen alone. Victor will finish the reading this evening after dinner.
Good.
A pleasure, Professor.
The pleasure is mine, Miss Levetza. So, how are you, Victor?
Better this last week, I think. According to the doctors, I should be able to get out of bed in the next couple of days. I concur.
A self-diagnosis, eh?
Of course.
I was sorry to hear about the fire. Were you able to save anything?
No. Nothing but ashes.
Your notes? Your research?
Gone. All gone.
What a tragedy.
Tragedy, yes. Henry was the hero of the hour. I'd been overcome by the smoke. He carried me out, saved my life.
I heard, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you had a visitor.
Come in, Justine, come in. Professor Waldman, this is Justine Moritz.
Yes, Moritz.
Professor.
Justine is my sister's governess, my mother's household lieutenant, and just lately, my nurse.
Ah, then you are responsible for that delightful little girl I met at the door.
Yes, sir.
You must be very proud of her.
Yes, sir, I am. Herr Frankenstein, have you taken your medicine?
Not yet.
It's past time.
I'll get to it.
Now would be a good time, lest you forget.
It would appear that you are as proficient a nurse as you are a governess.
She's a taskmaster. Very well. Here, pass me that water, please.
Here you are, sir.
And? There. I've taken the medicine and washed it down like a good fellow.
Thank you, sir. A pleasure, Professor.
Mine as well, Miss Justine. Victor, I'd best go as well. It's good to see you looking so well, and for what Elizabeth has said, you are finally setting a date for that wedding.
Yes, as soon as I've regained my strength.
Excellent. Take care.
Oh, Professor.
Henry, I understand you're something of a hero.
A hero?
You saved Victor's life.
Oh, well.
And it occurs to me that the three of us still have a topic to discuss.
We do?
Regarding?
The responsibility of a god towards his creation.
I see.
What prompts this topic, Professor?
You don't remember? Victor, you brought it up that evening after dinner. I've been thinking about it ever since. An excellent pursuit for discussion. Well, I must go. Be well, Victor. Be well.
Thank you for stopping by, Professor.
Good evening, Henry.
Professor? Victor, do you think he knows?
No, of course not. How could he?
Sometimes it's uncanny how much he seems to know.
It's a trick of his. Suggest you know more than you do and see what you can learn.
Still?
Henry, the house burned completely, did it not?
Yes, of course.
Ashes. Just ashes. No furniture. No papers. No laboratory equipment. No bones. No bones. Correct? No bones?
No, of course not. The chemicals in the lab saw to that. The fire was nearly white hot. Not a timber was left standing. Nothing left but a pit of ashes.
Good. My coat? My notebook was in my coat pocket, with all my notes about the creation.
You had no coat, Victor.
But I did, I tell you. If anyone
Well,
found...
then you must have left it there, in the cellar with that poor creature.
Yes, of course, I must have. Then it burned as surely as he did.
Still, it haunts me.
What?
Well, what if it didn't burn? What if he survived?
He didn't.
But if he had? Suddenly free of that cellar? After all, he had Krempy's brain.
Krempy's deteriorated brain, erased of all knowledge.
True, but consider the potential. Krempy was brilliant. That mind in that massive, nearly immortal body, he could...
I don't wish to discuss this. The creature did not survive.
But if he had?
If he had, why, then he would be like an animal. An animal, loose in a world he couldn't possibly understand.
If you've come to rob me, take what you like. Look around inside my cabin too. The door is open. I haven't much to steal, and as I'm blind, I make a poor witness to crime. No? Well, if you haven't come to rob me, perhaps you'd care to sit with me a while, eh? A music lover, then, is that it? I don't understand what you're saying. Are you not native born? German, perhaps? Freund? No? Ami? Pretend? Parat? Prieten? Oh, of course. Oh, forgive me, my friend. It is not that you speak another language, it is that you cannot speak at all, isn't it? Well, we are a fine pair, are we not? You cannot speak and I cannot see. But you have a capacity. Has no one ever taught you to speak? Something terrible must have happened to cause you to lose your ability to speak. Some grave accident. Yes, I lost my sight through an accident as well. Well then, we can help each other. While you are with me, you can be my eyes. And I will be your tutor. Agreed? We will help each other because we are friends. Can you say that? Friend. Can you say it? Friend? Friend.
Friend.
Yes.
Friend.
Excellent. Excellent. Excellent, my friend.
Friend! Friend! Friend!
After this short break for your local stations, we will return to the VIVA Radio Players production of Frankenstein.
And we're out.
I love Bosco, it's rich and chocolatey. Chocolate flavoured Bosco is mighty good for me. Mama puts it in my milk for extra energy. Bosco gives me iron and sunshine vitamin D. I love Bosco, that's the drink for me.
In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We will return to our drama in a moment, but first, a word from our sponsor.
My name's Professor Crank, and I'm a well-known expert on everything. I'm here to speak with you now about the growing menace of unidentified flying objects, better known to you common men in the street as UFOs. Well, fear no more about being caught by the Martians, because salvation is at hand, introducing the new patented UFO detector, featuring the very latest in scientific advancement, including an on-off switch, a buzzer and a flashing light. You need fear no longer being seized by intergalactic fiends. This device is available from all good carpet shops for just 1 guinea.
And now, we return to Frankenstein.
Victor! Victor!
Hello, kitten. Good afternoon, Justine.
Herr Frankenstein?
Victor! Justine's taking me on a picnic!
Really?
Oh, yes. And we're going on a hike. We're going to catch butterflies and look for snails in the pond. Aren't we, Justine?
Yes, we are.
Do you want to come?
I haven't the strength for long walks yet, kitten.
Oh, but it's been weeks.
Not much longer, kitten. And when the doctors say I'm well enough, that's the first thing I want to do. A picnic and a snail hunting expedition.
Promise?
Promise.
Come on, Justine. Let's decide what to take on our picnic.
Coming.
Have we worn you out yet, Justine? Nursing me back to health and seeing to Catherine?
No, sir. My time with Catherine, helping her to learn and grow, well, it helps to make up for. You know about my father.
I do.
He went mad.
Yes.
He arose early one morning. He put on tea and he strangled my mother and sisters in their beds.
Justine, you needn't.
I saw it all. I ran and I hid. I hid where he couldn't find me. He said angels told him to do it.
Yes.
They hanged him. I will never forget being so alone and so terrified in the workhouse, being whipped and treated like an animal. Then your mother coming for me and shouting at the steward who'd been such a demon and taking me by the hand.
She knew your mother.
The Baroness, you and Catherine, you gave me a life and I am forever in your debt.
Justine!
I'm coming! can repay only a part of that debt by helping to raise Catherine. And so she is my responsibility and my blessing, and I love her with all my heart.
Justine!
Excuse me, sir. I'm coming, little cat.
Of course. A blessing. A life. A life.
And the Lord God formed man of the dust and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. Do you see those words in the book, my friend?
Yes. You know these words, de Lacy.
I do. I have read our good book many times.
You are blind.
I was not always blind, my friend. Seems we're in for a storm.
Yes. It is growing very dark.
Well, we won't let it bother us. We'll stay inside and build a fire in the hearth. You can read and I will recite. Would you like to hear more?
Yes. Yes.
Therefore the Lord God sent him forth from the Garden of Eden to till the ground from which he was made. Can you find those words?
Yes.
Then read, my friend.
So he drove out the man and placed cherubim at the east, and a flaming sword which turned every way to guard the tree of life.
Well done, my friend. You have learned quickly and well.
God made us, de Lacy?
He did.
Then I have seen God.
Oh, I suppose each of us has seen God in his own way.
No, I have seen him. I have seen God, de Lacy.
You are mistaken, my friend.
No, I remember. I was cast out into the burning pit by God for my sins.
No.
Yes. I was driven from the garden with the flaming sword. But there was no Lady Eve. I was alone. I have no Eve. Where is my Eve, de Lacy?
It was all a long time ago, and no man has ever seen the face of God.
I have. His coat. I have his coat. Where did I... Ah, here it is. I have God's coat. I took it from the garden. Here, touch it, de Lacy. Touch it. It is God's coat.
It is excellent fabric, my friend, but I'm afraid it's not... What's this?
What?
In a pocket, a book of some sort. Here.
It is writing.
Handwriting?
Yes. Not printing like in the other books. Writing. With a hand.
Then it is a diary. Whoever wore this coat...
God?
Whoever wore this coat kept a diary, a record of his thoughts.
Here is a drawing. A drawing of... Of
what, my friend?
Of me, de Lacy. It is a drawing of me. And more drawings. Yes. God has made drawings as he created me, de Lacy. And they're words. God's words. It is another book of God's words. Like our God book.
My friend, you do not.
Oh.
What is it? What have you read?
God does not love me.
God loves all his children.
I saw the dull yellow eyes of the creature open. It breathed hard, and a convulsive motion agitated its limbs.
What sort of book is this?
The beauty of my dream has vanished. Only horror and horror and disgust fill my heart as I behold this monster I have created. God does not love me, De Lacy.
This is not about you. It's about a monster. Why would you ever imagine?
Yes, a monster.
And do you not remember what you have read from our book? God loves all his children.
Your God loves his children, De Lacy. My God does not. He does not love me.
There is only one God, my friend, and he...
I have purchased a pistol, and I will destroy it. As it has no soul, I will not have sinned. Have I no soul, De Lacy?
Of course you do, my friend. These are not the words of God. Whose book is it? There must be some name on it.
A name?
On the inside front cover, is there a name?
There is.
What is it?
Frankenstein.
Anyone home?
Hello?
Be calm, my friend, be calm. Yes?
Good day to you. We've been hunting in these woods and we're thirsty. We wondered if you might be able to...
My God.
You know,
Hands. What is that?
look at the size of it.
It's a monster.
No.
Let's get it.
No, leave him. Leave his harmless. Leave him alone. What do you want with him?
He's getting away.
Oh, look, Justine. I found another snail. Look how big it is.
Be careful, little cat. These rocks are
I can
slippery.
swim. Besides, you're right behind me. You'll catch me.
And what if I don't? Your parents won't be very happy if you come home soaking wet.
I'll just tell her.
Oh, watch those thorn bushes. They will spring back and then... Ow!
Oh, Justine. I'm sorry. I didn't...
No harm done, little cat.
I scratched your cheek. I should have been more careful. Here, my handkerchief.
It'll heal, We'd best climb up the bank. Go home before it rains.
It's turned very dark, hasn't it? Oh my. I may go home soaking wet after all. Oh, Justine.
Be still, we don't want to... Ow!
Oh.
There. Now be careful. Give me your hand. And up we go.
Oh, it's really going to rain.
Let's gather up our picnic things. Quickly.
Oh, there goes the tablecloth.
Go catch it.
It's blowing into the forest.
Get it. Go get it quickly.
But I'm afraid of the forest.
It won't go far. The trees will stop it. Hurry. I can feel some raindrops.
All right then. I can't see it.
Hurry.
Right. I can't have gone far. It's funny it's not here. I don't understand how...
I have it.
Who's there? Show yourself.
First, you must promise you will not be frightened.
I can't promise that. I'm already frightened. Where are you?
Catherine, did you find it?
See? I'm not alone. I have people with me. Justine and my brother. He's big and strong. Where are you? Let me see you.
First, you must...
You keep the tablecloth. I'll just...
No!
Oh! No! Don't! Let go! Don't! Oh!
Please.
What are you?
I will not harm you.
Catherine!
Your face! Help! 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 Justine!
No, please. Shh. Don't. I want...
Let me go! Let me go!
Please,
You better let me go! My brother, Victor, will put you in jail! Justine! Justine!
Victor? Victor Frankenstein?
Yes! Victor Frankenstein! Justine! Justine!
You are the blood of my creator? My father? My enemy? Oh!
Catherine? Little cat? Catherine? Catherine, where are you?
Woman.
Who are you? Where's Catherine?
Tell me first. Does the blood of the House of Frankenstein flow in your veins?
No, it does not. Now, where is Catherine?
Tell him. Tell him I did not die in the fire. Tell him it begins now. I return sorrow with sorrow, despair with despair.
Where is Catherine?
She awaits you in the clearing.
Catherine? Catherine, little cat!
I will bring 1,000 miseries, my creator. 1,000 miseries to the day of your death.
Henry!
Professor Waldman.
I came as soon as I heard. How is the Baroness?
As well as could be expected. She's...
Professor Waldman.
Baroness, my condolences.
Thank you. Please, come in. I was just preparing to have tea. Will you have some with me?
Of course.
Will you join us, Henry?
Certainly. I'll find Birgitta and tell her we have a guest for tea.
This way, Professor.
It is a lovely home.
It has always been a home full of happiness. Until now. Please, have a seat.
Thank you. This is a terrible tragedy. Do they know who could have done such a thing?
They have made an arrest.
Good.
They have arrested Justine Moritz.
The young woman I met on my last visit?
Yes.
Impossible.
That is what I believe as well. Justine is like one of my own. I love her very much. And she loved Catherine. She could never have...
Tea, Baroness.
Thank you, Birgitta. Put it here.
Will there be anything else, Baroness?
No, Birgitta. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Why have they arrested Justine Moritz?
She was with Catherine.
But still...
She had Catherine's handkerchief in her pocket, covered with blood.
Oh, come in, Henry. Sit here.
I don't understand. She had a handkerchief?
And there were deep scratches on Justine's face and hands.
So then, that would explain the blood on the handkerchief.
And Catherine had skin and blood beneath her fingernails. She'd scratched her assailant.
Motive. There must be motive.
You know her story? Justine's father went mad and killed Justine's mother and sister. He told the police that the angels had told him to do it.
Is there any proof that Justine has inherited that madness?
Not until now. The police believe.
And the police are wrong. Justine could never have... Justine loved Catherine. And Catherine,
Had anybody spoken with Justine?
Henry was the first to see her after...
And the police, of course.
Victor and Elizabeth have gone to the jail to see her.
What does Justine say?
She told the police that Catherine had been murdered by a giant demon, horrible to behold, with death in his eyes.
A demon?
You see? She was hysterical. She saw...
But she told me something quite different.
She was distraught. She didn't know what she was saying.
What did she tell you, Henry?
She burst through the doors, fell right into my arms. She was crying, hysterical. She said, well...
What? What did she say?
She said she'd done something terrible.
Something terrible?
She said she'd killed Catherine.
You've got visitors.
Justine.
Elizabeth.
You poor girl. Oh, this is all so horrible.
Justine.
Yeah, Frankenstein, it is good of you to come.
What's this? Chains? Oh, I won't have it. Will...
I don't mind. They're my punishment.
For what? I do not for a moment believe, Justine, that you...
Justine, they say you confessed to Henry.
I confess my guilt. I sent her into the woods to retrieve our picnic blanket. Had I gone for it myself,
They believe that you did this thing and have confessed to it.
Confessed? No, never. You must believe me,
Of course we believe you. We'll tell the magistrate to release you and...
It may not be that simple, darling.
Nonsense. I will go to the magistrate myself. I will melt the stony hearts of your enemies by my tears and prayers. I shan't let this happen to you. Catherine loved you with all of her heart,
and I loved her with all of mine. I have no fear of the gallows. I know I shall see Catherine again.
No, I won't let that happen. This will not go to trial. They can't.
Elizabeth.
Is there anything, dear? Anything you can tell us that might help bring the murderer to justice?
I saw him.
Clearly.
I stood as close to him as I stand to you now.
Well then there it is. We'll give a description to the magistrate and they can...
Elizabeth, she told...
She saw him, Victor. We must demand that they release her.
Justine, tell Elizabeth what you saw.
No one believes me.
She saw a demon.
Yes. A giant demon twice the size of a man. A horrible face and eyes like death.
A demon?
See, you don't believe me either.
I didn't say that.
You believe my father's blood has driven me mad. But I saw it. A giant demon and he spoke to me.
What did he say?
It made no sense. He said... He asked if I was of the blood of Frankenstein and then he said, he said, tell him I did not die in the fire.
What?
I did not die in the fire, he said. And now I will return. Sorrow with sorrow, despair with despair.
You're sure of those words?
Yes. He said it begins now.
Oh, dear God.
What is it, Victor?
And did you say he was a giant?
Yes. Bigger than any man I've ever seen.
More, tell me more.
He had dark hair, black, a high forehead and scars. Deep scars on his face and his wrists. And his skin, his skin was like... It was like...
Parchment.
Yes. Yes, exactly, but how do you know?
Dear God.
Victor?
My dear God. Forgive me. He lives. He lives yet.
In a moment, after these words from our sponsors, we will return to the Viva Radio Players production of Frankenstein.
Are you jolly well tired of waiting around for your internet delivery? Tired of having to send it back because it is too big, too small, the wrong colour, or just not what you ordered at all? Well, now there's a new way. Buy exactly what you want and receive it instantly while supporting your local economy. It's called a shop. So remember, the next time you go shopping, use a shop.
And now, the conclusion of Frankenstein.
Good evening, Birgitta.
Good evening, sir. The family are in the parlour.
Thank you.
Henry, good of you to come.
Of course. Baroness?
Henry.
Victor?
Oh, yes. Good evening, Henry.
Please, have a seat. Have you had any success? The stay of execution?
No. I'm sorry. I spent all day at the judiciary. I tried, but Justine will be executed tonight at 8 o'clock.
There must be something.
There is nothing.
We've hired the best legal help for her, but...
Victor paid a visit to the governor yesterday.
Any hope?
No hope at all.
I'm worried about Victor. He hasn't slept for days.
Victor,
Justine didn't do this thing, Henry. You understand that, don't you?
Yes, I do, but there's nothing we can...
Whoever has done this is a monster.
There is no doubt, my friend.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you, Henry? A monster.
Yes.
Justine's description, a giant demon with eyes like death.
What are you saying?
A person who would do this, Henry, would have to be an animal, wouldn't he? An ugly, soulless monster, escaped from the fiery pits of hell.
Oh, Lord!
What is it, Victor?
Oh,
Henry?
It's nothing, Elizabeth. Victor, are you certain?
It could have been no one else.
We have to tell.
And who
We
would
have to.
believe? Especially now we've tried so desperately to stay the execution. They certainly didn't believe Justine.
But we can't just...
The clock.
Oh no, I had no idea it was so late.
What is that? Do you hear that?
What?
There.
I don't hear anything.
Hear it.
No, maybe somebody passing by outside.
Can't you hear that?
What is it, Victor?
Doesn't anyone hear that? Am I the only one? Is this my punishment for stealing fire from the gods? Am I to be spared nothing? Must I bear witness to this? No, not this.
What do you
Please,
hear?
I implore you, better to chain me to the mountains and let eagles tear at my flesh.
Something's wrong.
But please,
Victor!
spare me this!
Victor, what is it?
And may God have mercy on your soul.
It's beautiful up here, Victor.
Yes. Yes, it is. You can see the whole valley.
Stop. Just a moment. You've been avoiding the topic for 2 weeks, Victor. You know we must go to the authorities.
I told you, they'd never believe us. Besides, the damage is done. We can't bring Catherine back. Or Justine.
But we are responsible for...
And did you hear what she said, Henry? He spoke to her. He spoke! He is not just a mindless animal. He is a man. I am a god after all.
Yes, but at what cost?
You're right, of course. The cost has been too high. There is blood on my hands, Henry. Justine's blood. And the blood of my sister.
It must be destroyed.
I agree, Henry. I agree. And I curse the day I created him.
Victor, do you remember that position of which I spoke?
The hospital in Scotland, I remember.
I've heard from them. The position is mine.
Excellent, Henry.
I must leave at the end of the week, but I'll be back for your wedding. I have weapons, Victor. We could scour the mountains in search of him. We could tell Elizabeth and the Baroness that we were hunting. It would, in its own way, be true.
They'd be busy preparing for the wedding, and happy, no doubt, to get us out of the house.
Precisely.
It's a good plan, Henry. Let's do it.
Good. The sun's preparing to set. Soon be time for dinner.
You go on ahead. I'll sit here for a bit.
Very well. Don't be too long.
Frankenstein.
Murderer! How dare you approach me, killer of children!
I was trying to silence her, and she might have survived our meeting. But when she named her name, Frankenstein, I suddenly felt a rage I could not master. It was the rage that killed her.
How do you know of me?
The diary in your coat pocket.
Ah, I thought that coat had burned.
Thought I had burned as well. You thought I was dead.
I prayed it.
As I have so many times since.
Give me the chance then, and I will do you that favour.
I will not have you kill me, Victor Frankenstein, but I will bargain with you. Fulfill the bargain and I will leave you and yours in peace. Refuse, and I will let you live. But I will glut the maw of death until it overflows with the blood of your family and friends. Until you are wretched and alone. As I am.
Fiend!
Have a care, my father.
Father!
I am superior to you in every way but beauty. I am stronger, for you have made me so. I could kill you with a single blow.
Then do it!
No, I am your creature. I would have served you and bowed to you, if only you had loved me, if only you had been fair to me.
Fair!
Oh, Father, be not equitable to all others and trample upon me alone. Everywhere I see happiness from which I alone am excluded. When I first came to myself in a cottage in the forest, I was benevolent and good. It was misery made me a fiend. Give me what you owe to me, and I will be benevolent and good again.
I'll give you nothing but death.
That would not be so easy as it may seem, for I have tried to make myself a present of death, and it will not come. If you had loved me, Father, if any being had loved me, I would have returned that love 100 and 100-fold. For that one creature's sake, I would have made peace with the whole of mankind.
I do not owe you love.
No, Father. I would welcome it, but I do not expect it.
What then?
I want a mate.
What?
Yes, and you must build her, a creature as hideous as myself.
You have caused a world of pain by yourself. I should make another.
Is this not owed to me? Did I request thee, Maker, from my clay to make me man? Did I solicit thee from darkness to promote me?
You quote Milton to me.
It was one of the texts by which I learned of language and life.
Paradise Lost.
It is appropriate.
And now you want a mate.
She shall be my Eve, and I her Adam. Consent, and the world will never see us again. We will dwell in the most savage of places, and when we die, we will not curse our Maker's name.
You would go, never to be seen or heard of again. You promised this.
I do.
Then I will do it.
When?
After the wedding, I must...
Before?
No, I must...
Before! How long were you engaged in my own creation, Father?
2 years.
No!
But I learned much. This I could do within 6 months.
Waste no time. Begin now.
That would put completion within days of my wedding.
And you would begin your marriage clean and new again.
Very well. I'll do it.
I will watch from the shadows, and when she is ready, I shall claim her. And Frankenstein, have a care. If you do not do this thing, I will be with you on your wedding night.
Victor!
Ah, Elizabeth.
May I come in?
I was just finishing up. I'll join you.
What have you been doing in there, Victor?
Oh, you know, research, my work.
I've barely seen you these last few months. Do you think you could find the time to be married tomorrow evening?
I think so, yes.
Henry's just arrived from Scotland.
Ah, good.
I thought perhaps we could all have dinner together. I'm sure Henry has stories to tell about his new position, and the Baroness has already...
Was that thunder?
Are you paying any attention to me at all, Victor?
What? Oh, of course I am, darling. I have work to do. Excuse me, won't you?
Victor, I thought we could...
There you are, Elizabeth. I was just telling the Baroness that tomorrow, before the wedding, we should all...
Oh, Henry, I don't know that there'll even be a wedding.
What? Elizabeth, you're...
If you'll excuse me, Henry, Oh.
Storm's early. I'm not ready. Oh, too many things here to do. Too many preparations to make. Oh, damn! Too early. I'll have to hurry or I won't.
So this is what you've been up to all these months?
Henry, how did you...
You neglected to lock the door.
Ah. Oh, well, it's how good to see you again.
And what is this shrouded form on the table, Victor? Another one? Another one!
No, a bride. A bride for him. Have a look, see? A woman.
Hideous.
Well, a parent is often oblivious to its child's shortcomings.
Victor, how could you?
Oh, you don't understand, Henry. He's promised me he will take his new bride and leave forever, never to be seen again.
And what makes you think he'll keep his word? Or did you stitch honour into that collection of corpses, Victor?
He's promised to take her away, to live out their lives in the jungle or the Arctic Circle or...
And did she make the same promise?
I beg your pardon?
But what if she refuses to comply with the contract, Victor?
Well,
What if she turns away from him? How angry might he be then, Victor?
I didn't...
And then there'd be two of them.
No, she will be his mate. She will...
Children, then. A race of devils. Will they honour your pact as well?
I never thought.
And therein lies the problem. You never thought. For Elizabeth's sake, I will remain here, and I will attend the wedding on the morrow. But then I do not want you troubling me ever again. Do you understand?
Yes, Henry. I understand.
Good evening, Victor.
So, you are living in Scotland now, Henry?
I have a position at a teaching hospital. There's a doctor there who's developed...
Professor Waldman! This is a surprise.
I wouldn't miss your wedding, Victor.
Henry?
Victor?
Well, I see by this exchange of significant looks you have issues to address.
Another of our ongoing philosophical debates, Professor. Sharpens the mind.
To quote the poet, the mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven. Stormy times ahead. Let us thank our Creator, gentlemen, that we have a roof over our heads. Well, I shall see you at the dinner table.
Victor, I thought you...
Shh. Wait till he's turned the corner. There.
I thought you were going to...
That quote. What is it from?
Which? What Waldman said. Milton. Paradise Lost.
Odd. That evening, when I encountered the creature, after you'd gone down the mountain.
Yes.
He too quoted from Paradise Lost.
Waldman knows more than he says, Victor. He's no fool.
Of course not. But he's no mind reader either. Coincidence. That's all it is. Coincidence.
The storm's rising. Shouldn't you be getting back to your work?
No.
I beg your pardon?
You were right, Henry. There was no assurance the creature would keep his word. I came very close to loosing another great monster on the world. It shan't happen now.
I'm proud of you, Victor. You're starting a new life. Now's the time to break from the sins of the past.
The creature has threatened my life. Promised to be with me on my wedding night. I have a pistol.
Yes, I remember that pistol.
I'll keep it with me. We'll leave for Marseille directly after the ceremony.
Stay there for a few weeks. I'll come back to Geneva upon your return and we'll go on that hunting expedition we've talked about.
Thank you, Henry. You've been a faithful friend. I owe you much.
What about your project upstairs in the laboratory? What are you going to do?
I took an axe to it. I trust that doesn't offend your moral sensibilities. It was, after all, not yet alive.
No, of course not.
Later tonight, while the household sleeps, I'll row out to the middle of the lake and...
Victor! Henry, Elizabeth has sent me to inform you that dinner is served.
The creature?
He has been watching my progress from the shadows. When he discovers...
What in the world was that?
Doubtless some animal.
Or a doomed soul.
I beg your pardon?
The Baroness awaits us at the dinner table. Elizabeth, my arm. Come, gentlemen. An excellent meal this evening, and tomorrow, a wedding.
Now just stop that, Victor Frankenstein. I told you I wouldn't be long. You can't expect me to travel dressed like this.
And why not?
Victor, this is my wedding dress. The cinders from the smokestack would ruin it.
It's a very modern railway, Elizabeth.
Yes, and the last time I travelled on that very modern railway, I counted 16 little holes burned in my dress. I have travelling clothes, thank you very much. It won't take me a moment.
It had better not. I don't think the train will wait for us.
Unfasten me in the back.
Very well. Oh, so many buttons. That's something I've always wanted to know.
What's that, dear?
Why do women put the buttons in the back where they can't be reached? It makes no sense to me. Why not put them in the front like a man's shirt?
Stop for a moment.
What?
Stop for a moment, I want to turn around.
Very well.
Now, you see this effect in the front?
Oh, yes. It was the first thing I noticed about that dress. I'm in favour of it.
Well, my darling, in order to make the front look the way you men seem to like it, we must put the buttons in the back. You see?
Well, if that's what does it...
That's what does it.
Then I vote we keep the buttons in the back.
You vote in the majority, darling. Now finish the buttons.
131, 132, 133.
No such thing.
Seems like it. There.
Finished?
Finished. Turn around now and throw your arms out, the way you did before.
Not until we reach Marseille.
Can I wait that long, do you think?
Well, you shall have to. Now stay here, I won't be long.
You might want to pack that dress, you know, so we can study the effect in Marseille.
Victor, what are you doing here? Your train leaves in 20 minutes.
She needed to change her clothes for the trip. Henry, do you know why the buttons are in the back of a woman's dress?
No.
Well, when I turn around and throw my arms out like this, the effect isn't the same.
You're going to miss your train.
Where's the luggage?
Outside in the cabriolet.
Good man. We'll be off in no time.
I take it you still have the pistol?
Yes. But I didn't need it, you see. The creature dare not approach me, with so many people in the house all day, and church this evening. But in less than 20 minutes we'll be...
What?
Elizabeth! My God! Elizabeth! Elizabeth!
Elizabeth!
Elizabeth!
Open
Please,
the door!
Can you hear me?
Elizabeth!
Please, open the door, Elizabeth! Please! Please, Elizabeth! Please! Where?
Over there, on the floor.
Elizabeth! Oh my God, Elizabeth!
Victor!
Wake up!
Victor,
Please.
it's no use. She's gone.
Wake up! Elizabeth! Please, wake up! Elizabeth! Oh my darling!
Victor,
I've
I
been
am
such a
so
fool.
sorry.
I've been such a self-centered fool!
I thought it was my life he threatened, but that was never his intent. It was her life. Oh, my dear, sweet Elizabeth. Please, please wake up.
We heard a scream.
Victor! What? Oh, no!
Baroness!
She's fainted. Henry, help me get her into the other bedroom. Carefully now. Carefully. In here. Yes.
How can you be gone, Elizabeth? How can I live without you, my love?
Now we both grieve lost love, Frankenstein.
You monster! I curse the day I created you!
As do I, Frankenstein, for I am the most wretched creature on earth. Shall each beast have his mate, each man his wife, and I be alone? Shall you be allowed the joy of love and companionship, while I grovel in my wretchedness, alone and unloved?
Why did you not kill me half a year ago when you had the chance?
Because then I had hope, Frankenstein. Hope, with you at the centre of it. But now I have revenge. And again, you stand at the centre. I abandon hope and replace it with revenge. I abandon love and seek revenge. You may blast all other passions, but revenge remains. I may die, but I promise you this. You will pray for death. You shall curse the God who gave you life, just as I curse mine. And finally, this shall be my revenge.
Monster! I will destroy you!
If you would destroy me, you must pursue me and bring me to ground. I head north. North to the Baltic Sea, and ever northward to the frozen wastelands of the pole.
Victor! What?
The window!
Look out!
He's getting away!
He's gone, Victor. You'll never hit him from here.
Victor.
Professor, how is my mother?
The Baroness suffered a heart attack, Victor. The shock was too much.
We must get her to the hospital where we can...
It is too late, Victor. I'm sorry.
Revenge. He promised revenge.
Victor.
Professor, that creature is...
I know who he is, Victor. And I know what relationship you bear to him.
You know?
Yes, Henry, I know. Your ambitions were always transparent, Victor, and always greater than your discretion. I am an old man, and I have had time to make many alliances. The people at the charnel houses, the living who haunt the churchyards and bear witness, the professional mourners who will weep for a fee and produce a corpse for a few pennies more. Yes, I know. I have known for a very long time.
You said nothing.
Would it have made a difference, Victor?
No.
For those who would play God, there is always a reckoning.
I will find him. I will find him and destroy him. This will be my life's work.
And I'm with you, Victor. To the ends of the earth.
Good. For that is where we must go, Henry. To the pole. To the ends of the earth.
Snow's coming down harder, Victor.
We can see for miles up here. I thought with luck we might see him.
I see nothing but snow and ice. That's all we've seen for the last 3 weeks.
And his tracks.
He knows we're after him, Victor. He's leading us on. He doesn't want to lose us.
I know.
Have you any idea where we are?
Very near the pole itself.
I've just had 2 more dogs die.
We'll combine both teams onto one sledge.
Have you made plans about getting back?
No. No, I haven't.
There it is again.
It's the ground sea. Under the ice, causing it to shift.
Yes, but if the snow's on top of the ice and we're on top of the snow, what happens if the ice breaks?
We must catch up with him soon. He can't be more than a mile or 2 ahead of us now.
Wind's coming up.
Look there.
Looks like some kind of white curtain being drawn across.
Snowstorm! It's a snowstorm heading straight for us! Quickly, Henry! Down the hill to the dogs before it hits! Stay close! If we lose sight of each other now, we may never... Look out! Henry! Where are you? Henry!
Victor! Victor! Can you hear me? Victor! The ice is cracking! Where are you? Victor, is that you? I can't see through the... Yes, give me your hand, Victor. Yes, give me your hand. Oh, wait, don't! Let
Henry! Where are you? Henry! The ice broke, and I found myself drifting on a diminishing raft of ice, for I cannot say how long. Watching the dogs die one by one, I have seen so much death. Nor can I say what happened to my faithful friend, Henry Clerval. I pray the cold took him. I fear my creation may have found him. I haven't much time left.
Nonsense. The ship's surgeon says...
Do not try to deceive me. You forget, I too am a physician, and I know more intimately than most of the workings of the human body. Mine is winding down. But my task is unfulfilled. Must I die whilst he lives? No, I must.
Don't try, please, my friend.
Ah, look who has joined us.
What?
Captain, this is my dear friend, Henry Clerval.
Oh.
And that is my mother, and Justine, and oh, Catherine, it is so good to see. Elizabeth, oh, Elizabeth,
I thought I had lost you. My hand? Of course, my darling. Here is my...
At last, my friend, you have found peace.
How is he, Captain?
Prepare for a burial at sea on the morrow.
Aye, sir.
Making some progress here.
Aye, sir. We got sea room now.
See the ice floes are thinned out.
Yes, sir. Clear waters ahead.
Good. I'll go back below deck. I'll wrap the body and perhaps catch some sleep in a spare bunk.
Aye, Captain.
What? Who? Oh my God!
Please, do not fear me. I am ugly, but I mean no harm.
Strange words from a murderer.
He has told you that.
He has told me everything.
He is my victim too. I have murdered him as I have murdered everyone he loved. If only he had loved me as well.
Loved you?
Oh, Frankenstein, forgive me my trespasses.
You feel remorse?
I do.
Would that you had felt it sooner.
Do you not believe I did not? My heart was fashioned for love and sympathy. And when it was denied these, it could not endure and turned to hatred.
And murder.
Murder was the only instrument I had to engage with my Creator, my God, my parent. But with each death, I loathed myself more.
And yet you did not stop.
I could not. Do you think their screams were music to my ears? They were prayers to the God who had rejected me. If I could not have his love, I would settle for his hatred. And yet his death made me more miserable. And now it is ended. And here lies my last victim.
You are a devil.
Yes, I am. Still, I am the same creature whose heart was once filled with beauty and goodness. The fallen angel turned malignant devil. But even Satan had power in his desolation. I am alone!
Look for sympathy from me, you monster.
I long ago gave up hope for sympathy, just as I have abandoned hope for love. But if he hadn't, if there had been a single being who had loved me, what might I have been? What might I have done? I shall leave your ship now, on the ice raft that brought me here.
And then?
I shall seek land and build a raging funeral pyre. And when the flames have reached the heavens, I shall step forward, exulting agony of the torturing flames, and be consumed. All my evil deeds and memories will die with me, but so will the glorious ones. I will no longer see the sun or feel the cheering warmth of summer. I will never again hear the birds sing
or see the glittering stars, or feel the breeze play on my cheeks. The images I hold within my heart will die with me. All those moments will be lost, like tears in time to time.
In one leap, he reached the steps. In another, he was on the deck. He vaulted overboard to the ice raft, which lay close beside my vessel. We gathered at the rail and watched as he was borne away by the waves and lost forever in the darkness and the distance. Signed, Robert Walton, Captain's Log, November 5th, 1818.
You have been listening to the VIVA Radio Players dramatisation of Frankenstein by Philip Grecian, based on a novel by Mary Wollstencraft Shelley, and now VIVA is signing off for the broadcast day. Good night and pleasant dreams.
Zen.
Scene 1-3, take 254.
Henry Clavell.
Just.
Henry!
No!
Henry!
Anyone home, like?
Henry!
Excellent meal, Victor.
I hope that's good enough. I pray that's...
Justine, 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 Justine!
Henry.
Yeah.
Henry. Henry! 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 Oh, Henry!